Hello guys, this is Pearl and you're welcome to today's tutorial. For today, we are going to go over what a static position is and what a relative position is, and also know the difference between a static position and a relative position in Speedwapp. So let's get started. Now let's begin with what a static position is. A static position is simply element or component that gets stuck to the page or that gets stuck to your editor and does not move even when you decide to move it around. Whatever you do, the static position is still fixed to your editor or it's still fixed to your page unless you apply a different position to it before you can move it around. And when it comes to Speedwapp, most elements or most components are in a static position. So let's get practical so that we understand what we're saying. Now let me drag and drop this section. All right, now this is my section right here. This section is in a static position by default. So most elements in Speedwapp are in a static position by default. So when I select it, I can't move it around no matter what I do. So for me to be able to move my section around, all I'll have to do is to click on the section, go to Style, and locate the Position panel. All right, now this is the Position panel. I have to click on it and move it to either any of these for me to be able to move my component around or for me to be able to move my section around. So if I change this to relative, you realize that I'll be able to move this component around, or I'll be able to move this section around. That is how static position works. Everything or every element you add is fixed to your page and it cannot be moved around. Now let's change this back to its static position. So we click on it, locate the property panel, which is the position panel, and change it back to a static position. Now let's add other components or other elements to our editor to get a clearer understanding of how static position works. So I'm going to click on this component button and drag and drop any template because all the templates are in static position by default. So when I drag and drop, all the components will be in the static mode. So when I drag and drop this, it's in the static mode and I can't move it around. Let's drag something else. The heading template. Okay, I can't also move this around. Let's drag something else as well. Okay, we can just drag and drop image, which comes right beneath. And as you see, as I drag and drop any static position or as I drag and drop any elements, because it's in static position, it just follows each other or it comes beneath each other. Now let me drag and drop one final element, which is the button. Okay, so my button is right here and I can't move it around. So even if I want to place the button somewhere, I can't do that. Now let's add some changes, or let's change the position to see or to tell the difference between the static position and a relative position. So let me click on this image. Let me click on this button right here and locate the position from the property panel and change it to relative position. All right, so as you can see, I can move it around. Okay, I can move it or I can move it anywhere I would want to move it to. So now that is the behavior of a static position, and when it comes to Speedwapp, all elements are set in a static position. Now let's quickly jump onto the relative position so that we can get the differentiation or the difference between a static position and a relative position. Now, another nature of a relative element is that they can overlap and underlap each other. So what this means is that two relative images can be on top of one another, or one can be at the bottom. So one can be at the bottom and one can be on top of the other. And what happens is that when the index of one image is higher than the other, automatically the element with the higher index will be on top of the element with a lower index. So let me quickly duplicate this image to give you a clearer understanding, or for the comprehension to be clearer. So I'm going to duplicate this image. All right, now I have two relative images. Okay, now I'm going to place this image right on top of this. Okay, so let me quickly change this image so that the differentiation can be sharper. Okay, so I'm going to quickly change this image. I'm going to upload something for my laptop and I'm going to choose something else, something different. So let me just choose this. Okay, so now I have image 1 and image 2, which is the cute dog right here, or the cute puppy right here. So what happens is that this is a relative image 2, and this is relative image 1. Now relative image 2 is on top of relative image 1. Okay, so two relative images being placed on top of each other. Okay, now what happens is that when I change the index, okay, right now or currently both of them are at an index of 0. Both of these images are at an index of 0. But when I immediately change this index, which is image 1, which is beneath, when I increase the index of image 1, automatically image 1 will come on top. So let me select image 1 and let me change the index of image 1. Okay, so currently it's on 6. So if I move it to 7, okay, so if I move image 1 to 7, you can see that automatically image 1 has been placed on top of image 2 because its index is higher than image 2. Now if I click on image 2, increase the index of image 2, it will come on top of image 1. So let's increase the index of image 2. So I'm going to increase this to 8. So you can see that automatically image 2 has been or has overlapped image 1. That is how overlapping and underlapping works when it comes to relative images. Now that brings us to the end of our tutorial for today. It was very short, but I know it was very educative as well. And I'm always ready to come your way with something very educative, something new, so that you can apply it when you are creating your website. You can apply it when you are trying to explore your creative skills, or even when you are creating your blog, or when you are doing something unique on your own. I would advise you to practice, and it will become part of you. Now at this moment, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I will plead with you to subscribe to my channel, because I will always want to come your way with something very great, something good, something educative for you to take away or for you to develop your skills. So what are you waiting for? All you have to do is to click on the subscribe button right below, and I am always ready to assist you or come your way with more creative web designs.